Alright folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're here for post-match reaction as Celtic get a crucial 3 points as we come from behind to beat Motherwell by 3 goals to 2. I'm joined by Alistair to go over what was a game that probably led a lot of questions, but we did get the result in the end, which obviously is the main thing, but we'll go over everything. First and foremost, Alistair, how you doing after that performance today?
I'll be honest with you, Josh. With it'd be fair to say I'm the more optimistic of us two. But even I was giving up hope. I
Aye.
thought when that penalty was given by VR, we'll get in it, but this is just an overview. I gave up all hope because I'm like, who's going to step up? And I couldn't see us getting one goal, never mind two. But as you say, small acorns, seasons go on, so hopefully that's the case. But well, let's be honest, it needs to be because at the level we're no great at the minute.
Nah.
I'm not gonna let one last minute winner. I'll take it. I'm fucking delighted about it, but the level was nowhere near.
Aye, obviously the main thing was getting the result after obviously Hearts winning in Edinburgh Derby last night. So it was obviously that was the key thing of getting the result today, which we did, and we will give the players credit when we get to it. But I still think the performance left a lot to be desired in terms of um, just I think it was for the first 60, 70 minutes it was the same crap that we were putting up with on Thursday night. Slow, turgid stuff that just wasn't happening. First 5 minutes I thought we were decent, but then we just started. I don't know what it is. You up the pace and you see how this Celtic team can get goals and how we can get put forward. But then we just slow it down. I don't get why. I don't get why we do that. I think I'm not saying Celtic need to play at the same tempo for 80, 90 minutes, but you need to play at a tempo for a sustained period of time, like we saw at the end of the game when we managed to pick up the winner. We played at a good tempo, we pinned Motherwell back, and the fans were behind them. And there's been a lot of talk about the fans, and it's been flat, because at the end of the day, if you don't give the fans anything to get behind, that it's going to be flat. But what they did do in that 20 minutes, they gave the fans something to get behind. That's the difference. The first kind of half, Alistair, scored from a penalty spot. It's a clear penalty. It's a handball from Regan Charles
Against
Cook.
Celtic.
And Iheanacho steps up, slots it away pretty nicely. 1-0 up, and you think, right, come on, let's try and push on. But we don't. We just go back, and it's just really boring. And again, tempo's really bad. And
We st- I tell you what we did, Josh. We started playing safe. No, playing out about the back. No, once you get one at Celtic Park, it should be two, three,
aye,
four.
you get 2-3. So when that 80-minute period, you're still thinking, oh, we're only 1-0 up here. Wow, they only need is one goal. You should be getting that out. And I've watched teams that I look at. I support Arsenal, right? Look at, like, for instance, like I watch Arsenal, right? They might not score 4 or 5 goals a week. They don't really score often, but what they do, they have a spell where they maybe get 1 or 2, maybe 3, and then they just defend and
Kill the game, man.
exactly. And that I've not got a problem with Celtic doing that. I don't expect Celtic to score 5 goals every week, but what I do expect is I can try, and that's been the problem, Alistair. There's been a complete lack of trying when it comes to Celtic over the last few weeks. And last week, there was a really lack of trying Thursday night. There was a clear lack of trying. And then for the first kind of 60, 70 minutes, there was a lack of trying today. But that's the thing. And I'm going to keep coming back to that final 20 minutes, because at the end of the day, that's how a Celtic team, in my opinion, should be playing. You should be pinning back the opposition. You should be battering that door down to get a goal. And we've not been doing that enough recently. It's no coincidence we play a higher tempo, quick football, and you get a goal. It's no coincidence. The equaliser, Alistair, I mean, it's really poor. it's really poor for the usual suspects. Unfortunately, for the usual suspects, Ralston, who I thought was
It was awful.
absolutely god awful today. But this is stuff we already know, and that's why I get really peed off. Was Kobe Donovan great on Thursday? No, he wasn't. He was pretty poor.
I don't think he was even on the bench
But
today.
if that's a dangerous precedent you're setting for young players at the club, right? Because if you're saying, well, if you have one bad performance, you're at the team, they're going to have your and then you bring him in with Alston, and it's just
He's
the same
19
going through the
for God's
motions.
sake. He's 19 for God's sake.
Aye, and with Alston, you're just going through the motions all the time. There was points where I just couldn't see him, to be honest with you.
I
But
didn't want to see him.
the goal was a good the cross, and then the finish was decent. But even at half time, you're thinking, right, we've actually been all right here. Let's just try and keep going and try and maybe get two or. But then you're like, when's the, and that's the big difference with Celtic team at the moment. See, usually you'd be like, right, it's one each, don't worry about it, we'll get a goal. But I was at one each, I was like, right, where's the next goal coming from then?
We're getting to this stage. And
Aye.
actually, we were quite lucky that they got the penalty quite early on, Josh.
Aye.
And we were quite lucky that we I'll go with my instinct. I've not seen the penalty again.
It's a penalty.
But I thought I said to you at the game, and I go with my instinct. I said,
Aye, it's a
"Ah,
penalty.
it's a penalty to me."
I watched it at Sports Team when I came in tonight, and
Who actually touches him, do we know?
so Marcel Sarachi basically stands on his toe as he's about to hit the ball.
Right.
You know, so it's a penalty. You know, the referee got a decision right. For much as I've wanted to criticise refereeing decisions, certainly
No,
recently.
well, I did say to you at the game.
But no,
Was that
definitely,
a
it was a penalty. It was a Stonewall penalty. The penalty, Alistair, as you say, that happened very early on, and I think that maybe just jolted him into life and thought, we're in trouble here. I mean, we're in trouble. Because, you know,
I kept thinking about, oh God, we're 5 points behind.
5 points behind Hearts with an international break to come, right? And the thing is, I think in terms of, you know, you looked and go, I didn't see was scoring another goal, never mind another two, and it had to be another two. In terms of the second goal, Alistair, also, it was a complete gift, to be honest.
I couldn't believe it. But I don't know if you remember this, Josh. It happened twice in this game, but we blown one by the post because it was right in front of us. But the second time, Niguin takes it well, but I'm going to hand over to you because you've got a wee bit of a rant about Benjamin Niguin.
Right, Benjamin Nigran, right? I really do I like him as a player, right? I do, right? And this is going to come across so moaning faced. And people, you can slot me in the comments for it if you please. But, right, I get it. It's been his celebration since probably the start of his footballing career. Done it at Northland, right? But Benjamin, and maybe it's just because he's new, right? And because that's fine. But yous have been rotten, right? Yous have been absolutely rotten. And we got the goal, big bit of luck. Get that fucking ball back to the centre circle, son.
And start again.
And it's not even Celtic. It's for any team. I was screaming last week at fucking Arsenal to get the ball back to the centre circle when they equalised against Newcastle, because that's what champions do. They go on and win the game.
And let's be honest, Josh, if we come out 4 points behind Hearts, none of us would have been saying, oh well, at least we got a point out of it. Would we?
No, that's not good enough at Celtic. And I think he's going to have to realise, I don't know if he does realise it, and it's probably some really stupid,
Well,
but
I find it interesting that Kalechi and actually said, go and get the...
move your arse, basically. But Kelechi Iheanacho's been at, he's been at Man City. He'll probably know that's how I know he wasn't as a youngster, but he's probably seen that kind of mentality. So I liked that wee natural. I thought in the actual, he tried. I think he did struggle. I think the whole team struggled, but I really do think if we can get him firing, I think if we can get him firing, get him fit, because I think the materials are there. A really good player. His hold up play I thought was good today. I think the one thing he really does need to improve on, Alistair, is being in that instinct of being in the right place at the right time. Because there was too many times where he was just the box was empty.
I was he was trying to do too much. I felt it was either knowing the right position, too too deep or too far up. But there's a happy medium. He needs to learn where the player. If it was up to me with Kalechi and that, so I'd be I'd be playing, getting two behind closed doors games to get him a bit more match fitness. And I don't think he's in the Nigeria squad. I
No, I
don't.
don't think so. No, because they've got
So
like Boniface and all that, and
I
Dessers, I
would
think, plays for Nigeria.
I would I would try and get him. I would try and get him up to a wee bit more match fitness by trying to play games behind closed doors. Just for match fitness more than anything else. Because Josh, we really need him. We really need him.
Nah, I know. No, definitely. I think we do really need. Because I just think that we're at the point I think where this was a good result and we got the result, which is the main thing. Because of that last 20 minutes, I keep talking about that last 20 minutes because that is at the end of the day, that's how a Celtic team should be playing for 60, 70 minutes and killing games off. That's why they were so good under Ange Postecoglou. That's why they were so good
I mean,
under.
listen, we're no, me and Josh on the same. Sorry, Josh, speaking for you there, but I think you'll agree with this. We're not saying that you don't get games like this in a season, but we've been struggling every week.
No, so the Nigeria forwards for I've just looked up there. It's Adam Lookman, Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Moses Simon, Cyril Dessers, and some Tole Arokaderi or something. So he's not in the
No, and
squad.
he's not going to be with at
So
least four of the names.
um,
To be honest.
so no, but I think well, let's move on to the winning goal. Balakusha comes onto the park. I still think he needs to offer. I know great that he got an assist, but he needs to offer a lot more because there's been too many times when he's come onto that park and looked like he looked scared.
Uh,
And I hate
and I
saying that. I
hope
like Balakusha, but
that assist, okay, that's it. I fancy a bit of this. That's my hope. But can, can I also say, great, I love Maeda for what he's done in the past. But for Bay's goal today, it's an absolute shocker.
right. That's why I think there is just a lack of confidence in the squad, right? Because there's been a lot of talk right about Maida no caring. I don't buy it. I don't buy that Dyson Maida does not care. As you said, Alistair, he's been at this club for a while now. He's been at this club. He
Well,
will care. No matter what happens in January, he will care. I don't buy this nonsense. He doesn't care. You see his goal celebration today as well. He cares. I just think there's a complete lack of confidence with the squad at the moment. To be
uh,
honest with you.
I think to be honest, Josh, um, the day was all about winning. Let's
Which we did.
let's be completely honest. I mean, we were in a full mood the day really.
Oh, it was. Aye.
We were because the attitude before the game. How the hell are we manufactured a title race and 5 points behind Hearts? unforgivable.
It's unforgivable. Hearts have been the consistent team and we haven't. That's just been unfortunate. The
Like,
difference was last season when Aberdeen were up there, we were consistent as well. So that's the kind of difference.
we Aberdeen last year, Josh, I need to get this out. Aberdeen last year were never above us.
Because we were consistent, that's the
Yeah,
thing. Because
never above us.
we were
Not
firing
once.
all cylinders.
Not once.
So, and that's the thing. That is why, at the end of the day, that is why that they were, because they were firing and on all cylinders. So, but I thought, as I said, for the goal, the way we speed up the play, Engels, by the way, put a really good pass into Balakwisha. Balakwisha rolls it across and Maida does well with a header. Lo and behold, you play quicker, you start moving teams about. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought it doesn't take him? Because just look at Celtic. Good Celtic teams move quickly. Good Celtic teams move quickly. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it would normally take 20 passes to move a team. You could do it. We done it in 3 passes. Engels to Balakwisha to Maeda. Goal. Like to
Aye.
see more of that, please.
I'm not buying this rubbish that Balakwisha needs to sit on the bench. The fact that James Forrest has come on for more Balakwisha, I'm not buying it. Nah, I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. You brought him in for £5 million, or there and thereabouts. We need to see more of Michel and Balakwisha. And I hope over this, wee break that we'll get with internationals, because I don't like much of the Celtic teams away. I think, Kieran Tierney and Ralston
Yeah.
away with Scotland. Scales, I think, will be probably away with Ireland, I would assume.
But I don't think he'll play, Josh.
But I'm talking about the players that will still be at Lennoxtown, so they can try and gel a bit more.
I
'Cause I
don't
think
think
that's so
Japan are
important.
playing, are they?
What?
I don't think Japan are
I'm
playing.
not sure, but the players that are there so they can gel, like Balakwisha's, any actions, players like that, because there is, these are good football players. They're not playing like it at the moment. That's the fucking problem. That is the problem. They're not playing like it at the
It
moment.
sounds a cliche, right? But Celtic jersey's a very heavy jersey at
Oh no,
times.
definitely. And
But so it should be.
Rogers basically said that it's not felt at Celtic at the moment, and basically kind of said players will look at Celtic from the outside and just see all these trophy wins. Then you realise you're in the door. Games like that where you're under the cosh, you
What?
need to show the bollocks and you need to step forward, and that's the problem.
That's
I
what I
don't,
was going to say.
there's nobody
One,
enough of stepping forward
the
for
one,
this team.
the one thing I will say, Josh, that took balls to do because I've I've been at games where you're 2-1 down. You're staring down the barrel of a gun, let's face it.
Aye,
Because if you're effectively going 2 games behind Hearts if you don't win that
and we
game
play them at the end of the month as well.
in their backyard as well.
Aye,
So I I think this is me going to be positive. I think to be fair, we've gave the team a lot of stick, quite rightly so. But I think we need to say, you know what, were you great today? No, but it needs to be the start of something like
aye,
the Tony Ralston goal up at Ross County, like the Leo Abada goal against Dundee United. It needs to be something like that. It can't just be papering over the cracks,
aye.
which I do think there's an element in that.
I think at this current moment, I still feel that it could. Hope I'm wrong, and we'll only find out after the national break. And you've probably got the games that playing Rangers in the cup, got to Tynecastle. They're the games. If we can get results out there, they can get the kind of feel back, good factor back in the place. I'm going to talk about one thing they should be working on. That this midfield needs sorted.
We haven't got a midfield.
It
Every
needs
combination.
and he's sorted, and I hate bringing this up again, but Callum McGregor it just looks gone.
It
I
looks
think it
a
needs a bit
full
of
shadow
freshness.
of the player it was.
I don't know if he needs a rest or whatever, but Rodgers for me just continuing to play him. I
Blind
don't think
spot.
I don't think he was great today at all, to be honest. And it wasn't until Engels came onto the park that we actually seemed to get a bit of impetus is on the park. And Negrin playing in that number 10, I think if we can find his proper position, he will get his numbers. I'd like to see Arne Engels getting a chance in this team because against Hibs, he wasn't great, but I don't, Rodgers for me is not playing him properly. I don't. And I said this to you last night, Alistair. I don't buy this crap that somebody for Augsburg, who I watched in the Bundesliga pretty, and it was, was not a standout, but he was holding his own at teams like Dortmund, Munich, teams like that. For a team like Augsburg, who are, a lower, high team
They're
in
the
the
kind of Motherwell equivalent
Aye,
in
so
terms
something like that. But I don't buy this nonsense. I don't buy this nonsense that somebody who was in the Belgian team before he is obviously just rubbish. I don't buy it.
yeah.
I don't buy it, and I'd like to see him get a run in the team because there's points where you just look at it and go, you. There's a good player like the pass for the goal. That's a really good pass. Give him a chance, man. Drop
Yeah,
maybe McGregor.
especially in hard away games.
Aye, see at home games, drop him for McGregor. Drop McGregor for him and to give him a chance in that role. Trust
Let
me,
him
Celtic, honestly.
control a game. Let
Aye,
him control a game on his own.
aye, exactly. But no, I thought overall really good not a really good performance, but a real
Really
good
good
result.
end to a
Aye, but
sticky day is what
the
I
last
would
20
call
25 minutes, that was a good performance because we upped the tempo, and that's the key thing. I'm just hoping we can start putting that in the games after that. And that's respect against Dundee and obviously against Hearts and like Rangers in the cup. If we can start putting that level of performances into
it.
these games,
You know, you know my hope, Josh, and I'll say this. Hearts were watching that thing when they would have been rubbing their hands at 2-1 down, but I'll bet you they would have been going, oh shit,
aye,
because they wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have wanted us to come back and win that.
no,
The thing
definitely,
is, they proved last night that they could one way and actually shouted this at games. I won't tell you what I said, but it was good to see that we can do that. And
aye.
I'll tell you another thing as well. And I normally don't do this, but that is one of the best model teams that I have seen. I
Nah, they're a
wish
good
more
side if they
teams
can
would
get rid
play.
of
I wish
if they can get rid of the mistakes. I think they'll be a decent side, but the mistakes that they're making playing
the
at the back.
mistakes really done them, to be
Aye, no, he
fair.
did. The
If I'm
mistakes
being
lost.
totally honest.
I lost them again. I would say I don't think we were getting back in that game, and if they don't make that mistake personally, but um, as you said, Alistair, it's key to we get that win. To end off, I'm just going to ask you who our man of the match was. By the
Um,
way, we did do a preview and we did do score predictions, but I was an idiot and turned my mic up too loud, so it was awful.
unaudible.
It was on. It was inaudible to be honest. So we
Yeah.
did do a preview, but it never got uploaded. But anyway, nobody won the score prediction today.
No, well, my score was
I was 2-0.
1-0 and Josh was 2-0.
But anyway, man of the match, Alistair, who is it?
I'm going to give it to um, a player that I thought tried all day, really. And I'm going to give it to, I'm actually going to give it to a sub, Arne Engel.
I'm going to get Liam Scales.
Merci me. I just
Um,
mentioned there.
and as you said, even the fact it's going to be for me shows. I think yet again today, when we were under the cosh, he held us together.
Yeah, well, he had a good tackle, a
Aye,
goal
and
saving tackle, I
he
would
was
say.
trying to get us up the pitch, and as you say, that goal saving tackle, he was trying to make a tackle in that kind of last 20 minutes to keep us on the ball. He was always an ever present on the ball. Liam Scales has got his critics. I'm probably one of his biggest, but I thought yet again he was solid today. But I agree with Engels as well because I thought Engels came on and he kind of
The
changed a bit the game.
reason, I, people know me as a big Liam Scales fan. The reason I never gave it to Liam Scales, no, that I'm saying the goals were his fault. I just
Aye.
felt I couldn't give it to a defender when we gave up so many
I,
chances.
I was either going to put it as Scales or any actual, but I just thought I were talking about giving up chances, but I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's Zilla, the central defender.
I think
I'm
we
going to
need
be
to have
honest.
a conversation about him,
I'm
to
just
be
hoping they
honest.
all kind of come back, but I thought Scales. I could be talking pish, and please put in the comments if you think I'm talking pish, but it'll not be the first time. But
He's genuinely had a brilliant
no,
season.
he has. He's had a solid season. I'm the first to criticise Liam Scales for anything, but even I'm turning and going, do you know what? You've had a good season, and you know I think was solid enough today. We conceded 2 goals, but I don't know. I think any of the two of them are his fault. I think
I actually don't think the Vickers' fault
I
either.
think the first one, I think Sriracha, I think leaves him.
Yeah, because if you think about it, all goes to Pop, and people are going to think I'm picking Tony Ralston, but at the end of the day, he loses his man for both goals, and
Aye.
that's where all the shit happens. So
Sriracha, I think obviously was at fault for the second goal with the penalty, but I think obviously Ralston just gets pushed by his man far too easy, gets the ball into the
yeah,
box,
if
but
anything, Ralston should foul him out there
aye,
and no let him into the box. But
no, but
a great hindsight.
at the end of the day, we scored more goals than the opponent, and that's the main job in
I
football.
wouldn't
We
want
got
too many of them Celtic
no,
players.
definitely. That's what I'm saying. After international break, there needs to be a real uptake in performance because you know get away with that again because we get out of jail, as you would say, today. But it is what it is. We get the 3 points in the end, as it says on the title card. We'll be back at some point during the international break. As soon as any news drops, it's a bit of a nightmare trying to do it with international break because nothing is actually happens. But until the
No.
next video, we'll speak to you later. And hail, hail.
Hail, hail.